Hey divas, hey. Um, Listen. This week's video is so serious because this week's video is focusing on me and my sexuality. This week's video is me coming to terms with the reality of a certain situation that I am almost locked into right now. Okay, that situation is. There's no other way to put this, so when I say it, I don't want everybody to jump and be like going crazy. Understand from my point of view, put yourself in my shoes. I'm sexually attracted to Jesus. I said it. One thing I don't understand is that I've never actually heard of people being sexually attracted to Jesus Christ, but I definitely think there is some sort of cult following out there that is obsessed with Jesus that much that they probably, have big orgies and they dress up as Jesus and the Mother Mary, of course, and um the Judas. Okay, I'm gonna be real when I say, okay, Jesus, hell yes, because I've got a couple of questions. I've got a couple of questions. If I make sensual love to Jesus Christ, it doesn't have to be on the cross, it doesn't have to be in the tomb. It could be anywhere really. It could, if he wants to be close to home, we can do it on a bench outside a church. We could do it in the altar. I don't mind. My question is, what is it like having sex with Jesus? Do you think that it's gonna be on a whole other level of pleasure because it's Jesus Christ? You know? My other question is, if Jesus nuts on me, what's it gonna look like? How's it gonna taste? Because you've got to think Jesus is the most perfect person in the world. Okay? I have so many questions running through my head that I can't even function right now. Okay? And I know this sounds so weird, me saying, okay, yeah, I would take it from Jesus Christ. But I look at this situation and I say, well, the facts are there. Jesus was hot as fuck. Okay? You've got to be insanely hot for thousands and thousands of people to follow you whilst you're alive, okay? And at this point, nobody's painting each other. Nobody's taking photos or recording music videos. We're never gonna know. Jesus never went live. It was a Michael Jackson situation, just without cameras and without him being a singer. Jesus Christ probably was a singer, but like he had a whole entire book wrote about him. He had this huge following. Jesus was such a diva, such a celeb of his time. He was the Michael Jackson of his time, okay? He was the Beyonce of his time. They say that Jesus was born in Bethlehem. Okay, so we can already check the dark skin off the list because I'm gonna be real. Yes, part of me wants a man that is on death's doorstep. Okay, some part of me wants a man that is almost anemic with an iron deficiency. I want to be with a man that has looks like he hasn't ate ever in his life. He's on the verge of being anorexic. Iron deficiency, vitamin D deficiency. He's kind of scruffy, but not scruffy, but like cute, but like also like not super hot. I want me a raggedy ass, bitch ass man. Okay? I want me a man that looks like something I would dress up as for Halloween. But the other part of me, the part that lacks attention from my own father, I tend to go searching to fill that void with much older men. Now, listen, the oldest man I have been with was 42 years old. Um, and obviously that is a serious issue, but if Jesus Christ was bopping and popping and they preserved his body, don't even tell me y'all bitches wouldn't be wanting to trying to hop on that 2025-year-old man's dick, because that is the truth of the matter. Now, let's get back to Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit, of course. He's definitely dark skinned, and of course, like I've just said, I want my white man, but at the same time, like a bit of Jesus Christ, not like if, let's just take the whole concept of him being Jesus Christ out of the equation. This man has got to be dark skinned. Okay, it's the olden days, so they probably weren't eating a lot. Okay, so this man is lean. This man is thin, but at the same time, not too thin, but not too big. He's got muscles, but not too much, you know? It's not me walking into a room and I'm like, from behind, is that Terry Crews? It's not that type of situation at all. It's walking in a room and saying, is that, what's his name? Is that, girl, what's his name? Is that, walking in a room, is that Chris Hemsworth? But is that Chris Hemsworth's distant cousin that has parents that are from Bethlehem? He's dark skinned. He's got a little bit of a beard. Girl, I've never been for the greasy long hair, but I'm kind of wanting it. Because everything else that he's got, it cancels out the fact that he has the long hair. Jesus Christ. He's good at everything. Okay? He was able to turn water into fish, wine into water into wine, and no fish into fish. Like, this guy was a magician. He was an actor. He was an influencer. Now, part of me is clout chasing, and I'm like, I want to be the one that makes love to the Holy Christ. And I know it's quite controversial to say that, but also I am gonna have those little raggedy bitches in the back of the class saying the gag sis. And then I'm gonna have the other people saying, well, you know, every time that you have every time you have colitis, whatever y'all bitches want to call it, you are technically making love to the Holy Spirit because, like, blah blah blah. Girl, no, that's not the Holy Spirit I want. The Holy Spirit I want is up there. He's got a big dick. He's tanned as hell. He's got muscles for days. Now, I've never been though. I don't usually go for over 45, but I usually keep it 45 and down. Okay, I keep it 45 and down, but fit body. Okay, I don't want to look at you and think 45. I want to look at you and say 32. But I know in my nose and nose that you're 43 or something like that. Okay, I want that big build. And, Jesus Christ, he's going to be 900 years old. Over 900 years old. Like, he's going to be real old. So if he was alive today, he'd be hella saggy, he'd be wrinkly, he'd be like just double up on the floor. He wouldn't even have any bones. Now, it's Jesus Christ. He's got the Holy Spirit of them in him. He's got the power of God. He's definitely looking younger. This is a kind of Twilight scenario. Okay, this is a Vampire Diaries scenario. He can live forever. He will always look the same. So the age for him doesn't matter because I like the older guys. And let's be real, Jesus Christ, if he's alive all the time, he's going to be getting into some weird stuff because he's been alive for so long, and over time things get boring. It's like the whole concept with rich people. When you have a certain amount of money, that's when you start, going to Jeffrey Epstein's island because nothing excites you anymore because you've got more money than fucking a whole entire country. So Jesus Christ, because he's immortal, he's probably now in a phase where he's like, I want younger guys, but I want guys that are 2025 years younger than me. And I'm gonna be sat here like, yeah, that's me. Like, hello, I'm over here. You know? If the Jesus came down right now and he said, you just have one wish for the rest of, it could be one wish and it could be for you, it could be for the rest of the world, it could be for your family. I don't even care if I had a chronic illness. I am not wishing for it to go away. My wish would to be Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit, come inside of me because I want the Jesus. Okay, so I don't want to hear anything of like that's weird, like that's freaky, like you're in some weird kinky shit. It's not that at all. It's a thought process of he's Jesus Christ, so he's probably going to still look real young. He's probably still going to look like he's in his 20s. Okay, and then when the Jesus comes down, I'm going to say, holler at me, I want some, the gag. And then I get it. Now, because it's Jesus Christ, will I end up pregnant? I'm a man, unfortunately, but if I have the sex with the Jesus, will the Jesus impregnate me? Okay, if that happens, how is that all going to work out? How am I giving birth? Okay, so as much as I would love to be making love to the Jesus, to the Holy Spirit, I have questions, okay, because the logistics and the rules, they don't make sense. Of course, Jesus Christ bends the rules, it's Jesus. But if the Jesus is all up in me and I end up pregnant, how's that looking? I can't get a C section because I have balls, so that's not gonna work. I don't want to be giving birth out of my asshole because that will probably traumatize me and I'd never want to have sex with a Jesus again. So, is this a situation of I lay an egg? Okay, it's like paying out a kidney stone. I just lay a small little egg. Over time, the egg grows. Next thing I know, the egg hatches. It's a mini baby Jesus. I can get behind that. Okay, what if the Jesus wants to marry me? How's that looking? Have you got a certain way with the God? Will the God be blessing our marriage? Will he be the priest? How will he be the priest if we've never seen the God? So, I'm guessing we'll probably have a normal priest. If we get married, what about the living situations? Are you moving into my house? Are you using my Netflix subscription? Am I using yours? What's our Spotify's looking like? Because if we're moving in together, joint bank accounts. Okay, there's another question, which I'll get back to in a minute. But Spotify, if we've got joint bank accounts, like, I don't want the Jesus listening to songs on a joint Spotify because he's going to be fucking up my rhythm with hymns and gospels. And, he's probably got the Bible on audio read. He probably reads that 3 times a day. In the bank accounts, what bank are you with? Because I'm comfortable with the bank I am with right now. If the Jesus is wanting to join bank accounts, am I taking the Golden Heavens Gate Bank or are you taking Lloyd's? Because these are the logistics we need to work out if we're wanting this to go further. Does Jesus want to have the children? If Jesus doesn't want to have the children with me, will a condom actually work on Jesus because it's Jesus? So many questions. It's it's a thing to get your head around, to understand. But I feel like if somebody's out there and they personally know the Jesus and they can just holler at me and say, this is what the Holy Spirit is, like this is what he's doing, this is how it's gonna work out. Because also I don't wanna be living in the same house as the God. And I don't want to be fucking Jesus whilst his dad is upstairs. Because the God says all. Now, whereas if I'm in my own home, I'm not going to feel that kind of pressure of, God might be watching me. I mean, this is in God's house. Are we moving into a church? Because technically, churches are the Jesus's home. I'm not going to live in a church. I don't want to live in a church. It's not me. It's never going to work. You know, it's cold. It's big. It's too much. We're going to have to move into my house. Okay? Now, how's that looking? Am I passenger princess? Is the Jesus getting a car? What type of car is Jesus driving? Is he driving a Honda? Is he driving a Ford? Is he driving a Tesla? Because I'm not about to be driving in a Tesla because the gag says. Um, is he riding in a chariot? If so, I don't want to be riding in a chariot, but we're married, it's all about communication. While I'm communicating, I don't want to ride in a chariot. Okay, I don't want to be riding in a chariot for when it rains, to be getting wet, but at the same time, I probably not get wet because of Jesus Christ. And everywhere we go, it would not rain above us to get wet. And then it's another thing of it's the Jesus again. He doesn't need money. He can just click his fingers and it appears. What are we wearing? I can't be going about my business wearing a gown or a dressing gown or a robe or some straw sandals. Humble, yes, but me, no. Okay, is the Jesus gonna treat me like a sugar baby? Is he gonna spoil me? Are we gonna live a humble life? Are we even not gonna have a roof because the Jesus is too humble? All of these questions, all of these questions I have. But the overall point of this is that I would get freaky nasty with the Jesus because he's probably hot as hell. Okay? He's probably hot as hell. And there is, without no doubt, if there is actually the Jesus upstairs, if it is, he is sat back right now, he's watching this and he's loving it. Because he would rather listen to me talk about the Jesus than he would about the cults that are having orgies dressing up as him, having the sexes. Okay? This has been a crazy one because I'm overthinking, I'm overstressing, and this has taken over my life. What does it look like? How is it gonna work? It's just a lot to get my head around. And overall, I do want to say to the Jesus, to the Holy Spirit, if you're watching this, just like add me on Instagram, you know, email me. How about you shoot me an email? Okay, Jesus, how about you shoot me an email? Maybe it's like this video. Okay, maybe he's coming down say, sup, bitch. Okay, either way, if you are watching this, holler at me because I'm ready to get freaky with the Holy Spirit. Okay, best believe I pray 5 times a day if it means I could get some of that holy dick. Trust. Okay? And if I'm going with Jesus, Jesus Christ, he can fix whatever the fuck is going on right here. Because, okay, side note, here's the thing. I literally just recently went to the barbers and I said to her, like, fix my hair because the barber I've been going here for 3 years, been fucking it up for so long. So she's like attempting to fix it, and I'm like, girl, like, it's not given. It's not given. Okay, when I walk out this house, I want to look like Peter McPorland. Okay, that's how I want to look. Okay, yet here I am looking like I should be belonging in a cartoon movie, maybe it's a kids movie. I'm just like, I'm looking like in a comedy movie. There's always that ugly friend that's like the side character, but really funny. That's me. And at this type of angle, I mean, what is this? It's doing nothing for me. It's doing nothing for me, Diva. Nothing. Okay, so apparently I need help. I probably need to speak to someone professional about these weird things go through my mind. Um, but I have a feeling that Jesus will probably ring me or something. Because he's gonna say this, he's gonna be like, wow, yes, let me have it. And hopefully I get blessed with a new face, a new head of hair. Maybe he can fix my hairline. I don't know. Just, this is kind of my message to the Jesus. If you are wanting to get freaky, just holler at me because I've got nothing else to do. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm just realizing now the delusion is not okay, and I genuinely need serious, serious help. Yeah, yeah. Anyways, I apologize that this did not get posted at the normal time, and I also apologize that I lied online and said it was because of technical difficulties. But what did the people expect for me to say? No, the reason I couldn't actually upload it was because um I just couldn't be bothered to record. I do apologize for the last past couple of videos, like I really do. And I know, like, every week I say, oh, it's going to be better, oh, it's going to be better. No trust, next week's will be better because my girl Shelby, who, by the way, is also starting to go on YouTube. And I said, yes, mama, the gag. Okay, says the gag. She was like, which, by the way, shout out because she's a reason for the next two videos are already planned. The next one, the next video for next week, get ready, y'all are gonna love this. It's actually a story time on how, on not how, it's a story time, but it's about the time that I broke up an entire family because I exposed a pedophile. Okay, and then the week after that, I'm thinking of doing, like she said, Ethel Cain's newest album, Perverts. I might do the whole law rundown deep because y'all loved my last video on Ethel Cain Breach's daughter law, so I might like do that. So I don't know, bitches, but if I was you, I would unsubscribe while you can and maybe block my account so you never have to see anything like this again. And I also apologize to the people that I might have just traumatized with this video. And I also want to, I'm going to say this right here, right now. I don't apologize to the Christians, okay? You can't get mad at me and say that maybe I have just made fun of a religion. That's not what I'm doing at all. If anything, I'm appropriate in that religion like crazy because I'm actually wanting to get all nasty on the Jesus, okay? And secondly, let's not be jealous now, okay? Let's not be jealous that the Jesus is going to be emailing me probably, or maybe sending me a letter attached to a dove. I don't know. But don't be jealous that I might be getting the freak on with the Jesus, okay? Because, like the Jesus says, the Holy Spirit in the Bibles, the jealousy is one of the seven sins, okay, sis? So, back the fuck up, take those rosary beads, bitch, and shove them up that ass of yours. Anyways, I'm gonna go because I might kill myself because I genuinely need help. Goodbye.